Hello. I just sent you a link. How are you? All of you. I sent you a link to meet John Townsend and everybody who works with him. And they are on a live stream. They are baking. And they build a building that is not from Europe, but those ancestors of people who did that might be from God knows where. And that would be Europe. Most of the time, I suppose it would. Of course, I can't guarantee it. But if I followed that advice. I took that advice and ordered 2 booklets. It wasn't that difficult. But you could see where some of the recipes would come from, probably. And you mentioned that did I explain that right? Yes, they are baking and showing people what they did in that wooden cabin, an earthen oven that they made themselves, and it can add to the knowledge of what went on in Germany, or maybe in the Irish direction, or the Dutch, who wanted to make a living over there. And you can see all kinds of cooking utensils. The recipes are in there too, I suppose. Because they never really measured that. So that's driving people crazy about them. Darn, we are just trying the old-fashioned recipes, but the eggs nowadays are like this, and back then they were like that. So what are we going to do? But I thought you might be interested in the baking part. But since that's a live stream, I don't know if it would be of any help. John Townsend and his crew, they're friends. And they try out how people live there anyway. Maybe it has something to do with Europe or somewhere else. And you could learn from that and combine stuff. And I heard you struggle with the word Brötchen. It's just a small bread, almost. Just don't leave it in the oven such a long time. But I saw you and your wife baking something, and I thought maybe they're interested in that too. It could have happened over here. Some people wouldn't be able to bake. A real old-fashioned good bread. See, it's the ingredients and how and where they're getting all that heat from. It's a totally different thing. For example, if you order a pizza at some chain, maybe, and do it yourself. Like to prefer the thin one, or it has to be filled with sausages, and they never did that. Pizza, that's something else. They needed an oven like that, also for baking bread. And the yeast is a huge part of it. Where could I get some if they don't sell it? That has a direct. It's almost like, here, I know it, some old oven just said. they put that stuff into me, and I was just heated up enough. Cooking them, me wouldn't be allowed to put it up. It's just sometimes you inspire. And I might bake something like a bread in the future. Although they are fresh and everything the duft, that means the scent. And Brötchen? How should I say that? You just have to think of something that sounds almost like that. In some cases, it works out. Brötchen. Bird. Aha. There you have it. Umlaut. But the bird is not written with one. It just sounds the same way, almost. And those are the things you could use to practice with. Everybody can do that. Unless they're incapable of, which I would feel sorry about if I said something wrong. But you have quite a bunch there. I'm so proud of everybody here in the entire country and abroad, because they are following that. And notice, whoa, I forgot about that. And actually, we were never taught that in school. Where are my books? And then they would be able to admit I never paid attention, obviously. Now I'm getting to learn how many borders were there, because it always changed. I mean, a lot, not always. It changed a lot. And we don't always speak harsh. Brötchen? Just think of a softly hissing cat. The bird and the cat just don't like them to be in that thought. But it's just to be see, we call that Eselsbrücke. That means you have to just find something that connects two things one doesn't comprehend or couldn't quite remember all the time. So, a certain thing reminds somebody of something else. And that's always helpful. If somebody couldn't remember what they always wanted to remember. And I think it's a good idea to keep up that spirit. And learn. Because that might help all of us. And one of those pearls in the universe where we are living on is worth listening to each other. Those are you folks. I mean, everybody you gather. They're nice. They're helpful. And I'm proud of them. Yes, I'm also proud of you and your wife. 'Cause you don't quit. And that's something that's priceless. Bye.